Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking your time out to allow me to help you understand or clear up some misconceptions about credit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so 3 misconceptions about credit by Next Choice Financial. And this is presented by Kia Shanti Marshall Scott, which is myself, and I am the owner of Next Choice Financial. So a little bit about us. Next Choice Financial was founded on spiritual principles that have helped us develop a mission and vision statement that serve our clients' needs. Mission statement: to provide ethical, moral, and honest service. Provide a high-quality credit repair process via education, communication, and relationship building. Vision statement: we aspire to be a company that puts clients before profits. We wish to measure our success by the quality of our service we provide, not by the quantity of the clients we service. We hope to create long-lasting relationships built off trust while finding valuable solutions to clients' credit problems. Next Choice Financial is a financial agency that provides a number of services, including, but not limited to, credit education, credit restoration, student loan services, budgeting, and money management. Aside from the services we offer, Next Choice Financial promotes, provides, and enhances financial literacy within our communities. Next Choice Financial established the More You Know initiative to bridge the gap of the lack of financial literacy by providing educational workshops and classes about the importance of credit, budgeting, and leveraging finances, hence why we're here today. So, 3 things that you've probably heard, thought, or experienced. The first, you must be in debt to have good credit. A 0% utilization is best. And a positive payment or no change to your credit report drops your score. So if you're like me, you've probably heard, thought, or maybe even experienced any of this. And if you have, do me a favor and drop in the comments in the chat, I have, and let me know if there's anybody else out there who's heard the same thing, experienced, or thought the same, or any of these things. I have. Okay. Yeah, so a few of us have heard this, thought this, or even experienced any of these things. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but they're all misconceptions, okay? They're misconceptions. So let's go ahead and dive into the first one, right? You must be in debt to have good credit. So in the financial industry, debt is classified as good debt and bad debt. The most commonly known good debt would be a mortgage loan, right? While bad debt would be considered credit card debt. Okay, so bad debt, AKA credit card debt, can be avoided, right? I don't know if any of you are like me and have heard before, don't go get all those credit cards, you're gonna be in debt, or you might have a good credit score, but you're gonna be in debt and you're not gonna be able to get yourself out of it and all of that, right? Anybody else heard anything like that or was told that before? Yes, exactly. So what does it come down to not have to have good credit but not be in debt? Well, it comes down to knowledge, preparation, implementation, and accountability. Because let's face it, you don't know what you don't know. Proper planning avoids poor performance. You must implement the strategies and knowledge you've gained, and you must hold yourself accountable throughout the process. Okay, so how do you get the knowledge? Well, that's why we are here today. All right, so let's go ahead into the planning of it, right? What do you need to do? the first thing you need to do is go ahead and create a budget, right? Go ahead and plan out what you're going to do for your budget. You're going to go ahead and you're going to list your monthly income, your monthly expenses, and list your due date, right? You need to know where your money is going at all times. So this is very important. And you need to know how much you're bringing in, right? Can you actually afford all of the things that you're paying for? And then you also need to know when your these items are due, right? Because when you know when they're due, you'll know when you get paid, right? And you'll know how to properly set up and delegate where your money will be going. The next thing you're going to do is replace your debit card with your credit card, okay? Now, it's just a simple switch, right? You've created your budget, you know what you need to spend on, you know when your bills are due, and how much your bills are. Now you're going to use, instead of using your debit card, you're going to go ahead and use your credit card. Now, what's the benefits of this? Well, first, you're using the money that you're going to use anyway. You're actually using your credit cards. You can earn rewards on the money you were going to spend anyway, right? And then it also avoids overspending in that credit card, right? Because the money that you were already going to spend, you already created a budget. You're literally just using a credit card in place of the debit card and getting rewards for money that you were going to spend anyway. Because using that cash on a debit card, you're not getting any reward reports at gas stations and for getting groceries and for things that you're going to do anyway, right? You're just switching it out. And being that you're on a budget, you know how much you're going to spend as well, right? So you're not going over anything that you didn't plan for. Okay. Second thing, a 0% utilization is best. If you heard this or if you thought this, let me know in the chat and say I did. Okay. So although a 0% utilization is amazing, it does not help increase your scores. All right. So utilization is 30% of your FICO credit score. That makes up 30% of your FICO credit score. Okay. So in fact, by you having a 0% utilization, you're leaving potentially 165 points on the table on a 300 to 800 sliding scale, right? So out of 550 points on a 300 to 850 credit score sliding scale, about 165 points or so will be with your utilization. If you're not using any utilization, you're actually leaving points on the table. Did you know that? Is that, if you didn't know that, say wow. And this is important of, understanding what actually makes up your credit score and that sorts of thing. But that'll be in a different training, a different webinar. So, okay, so let's go ahead into the next implementation and accountability, right? So typically people say to keep your utilization at 30% or below. However, we tell our clients to keep your utilization under 20%, right? So I know 30% is the cap, right? But we like to give you that wiggle room. We don't even want you to go near that. We want you to stay at 20% or less. 10% or lower is better, right? But 1 to 3% is best. That is how you maximize your scoring potential, your FICO scoring potential, right? That's how you maximize your points, increase potential. All right. And so how to properly leverage your credit card and utilization, right? So how do you go ahead and get your utilization to report properly without going into debt, or without getting any interest or anything like that? So what do? First thing you're going to do, you're going to check for your statement date and your due date. Okay. Why? Your due date, you're going to pay off your balance by the due date. That's to avoid interest, right? So we're not going to give the creditors money for us spending money, right? That's what that budget is for. So we're going to stick to that budget. We're not going to give anything extra. So you're going to pay off your balance, your full balance by the due date, so that you don't accrue any interest and you're not paying money on the money that you've spent or the money that they've lent you. And then you're going to charge 1 to 3% by the statement date. Why? Well, the statement date is when the creditors report to the bureaus, right? So now by charging 1 to 3%, you're one tapping into those missed points or unused points, right, that you were missing out on a 0% utilization. And then now you're showing lenders and your score and everything that you're actually utilizing your credit and you're doing it properly. You're not using high limits, you're staying in the threshold, because they want to see that you're actually using it, but you can manage it, right? So this is typically the sweet spot. And this is how you effectively, again, leverage your credit and have your utilization report how it needs to. So the third thing, a positive payment or no change to your credit report dropped your score. So what could have possibly happened, right? You paid down your loan or credit card balance and your score decreased, or you got on Credit Karma, right? And you saw, you got a notification that said, hey, there's been a change to your score, come see. Got on there and you saw no change, but your score decreased, right? So what really happened? What actually happened is you most likely have been re-bucketed. When calculating your credit score, your credit profile is grouped into buckets, typically known as scorecards, which have different levels. In short, this means that your credit profile is compared to other consumers with a similar credit profile to determine your credit score. Rebucketing means, simply put, that you may have been at the top of one scorecard bucket, but once the balance was lower, let's say if you had a positive payment, right, and that was the change, once that balance was lower, you may have moved to the bottom of a different but higher scorecard bucket, right? So rebucketing can also be random. So if there is no change, right, it has the same concept of moving from the top of one scorecard bucket to the bottom of a higher scorecard bucket once your credit profile has been compared to similar profiles, right? So again, it can be random. Or let's say, for example, again, you made a positive payment, and the only change you saw was that your balance decreased, right? And you're like, okay, that was good, right? My score should go up. What happened? Well, that is good, and you did have a positive change. However, and it helped your profile, right? However, now when it comes down to the score, you've just been moving to a higher bracket, but now you're performing lower than the people who've already been there and compared to your profile. So it just takes a little time, right? So don't fret about that. When rebucketed, you may have, again, been to the top of the scorecard, and then just at the scorecard where you were already at, and then just move to the lower end of a higher scorecard bucket. It is important to know that the decrease is oftentimes temporary, okay? It's only temporary. Your scores will improve again if you continue to pay your bills on time, properly utilize and leverage your credit or credit cards, and build a solid credit profile, and add positive accounts, right? Remember, your credit profile is always going to be more important than your credit score, okay? You always want to build that foundation first, right? And you build up, just like with a home, just like with anything. You lay that foundation first, that solid foundation, which is your credit profile, and then everything else falls into place. And your score will fall into place, right? So let's go ahead with some takeaways from this webinar, this lesson. You can definitely have good credit without going into bad or credit card debt. To do so, it simply comes down to being knowledgeable, creating a plan, implementing the information, and holding yourself accountable for your actions, right? So everything you've learned today, I hope you've taken some great notes. You're going to go ahead, you're going to create that budget, right? You're going to create the plan. You're going to properly use your credit card and pay it off when you're supposed to and charge it when you're supposed to, right? And you're not going to go out of your budget that you set for yourself. And you're going to hold yourself accountable for it, right? Because no one can do this for you. You have to do it yourself. To maximize your FICO scoring potential, have your credit utilization, again, report 1 to 3% on your credit card statement dates. Pay your full balance off by your due date. We're going to avoid interest. We're going to stick to that budget, right? We're not going to give them money for giving us money. We're going to stay within our means, and we're going to stick to that plan. And lastly, you did not get punished or penalized for having a positive payment or no change to your credit profile. Your score decreased because you were moved into a lower level on a higher bracket or scorecard. Don't fret, your scores will bounce back, and oftentimes higher than what they were previously. Okay. If you have any questions or want more information about us or anything, or get more tips about financial literacy, credit, budgeting, those type of things, you can join our email list at www.nextchoicefinancial.com. If you'd like to schedule a free credit consultation or a free credit enhancement strategy call, right, where we go over your reports and I tell you exactly what you need to do to increase your scores and things, go ahead and visit www.nextchoicefinancial.com/contact us. If you need credit repair and ready to get started and would like for our companies to go ahead and help you out with that, you can go ahead and visit www.nextchoicefinancial.com/get started. And then if you just need some ways or like to know some ways to increase your credit score, you can go ahead and download a free copy of our one of our top rated e-guides at www.22ways.nextchoicefinancial.com. Okay. Please feel free to let us know how this was, if this was helpful for you. If you know anyone who needs this information, make sure that you let them know about this and to have them join our next one to go over some stuff. Please let us know what you thought as well. You can email us at support@nextchoicefinancial.com. You can give us a call Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time at 504-208-9551. And we can be found on Facebook and Instagram, Google, to anywhere at Next Choice Financial. All right. So again, I appreciate you being here today with me so that I can help clear up some common misconceptions about credit, some things that you may have heard. I can't wait for the next one. If you have any suggestions about what you'd like for us to clear up or want us to talk about, feel free to email those topics to us as well. So if there isn't anything else, thank you. Thank you. It was helpful. Yeah. Yeah, the statement and due date, that gets a lot of people confused, too, and then also that utilization. Really, these three topics, were some of the ones that we hear a lot, and there's many more that I hear a lot that I can go on and on about. But again, we're going to do more of these. I just wanted to get this out to you guys, and I'm so happy that you guys participated. You guys are being active. So I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. I just, again, want to say thank you for your time. And just always remember, make your next choice your best choice. Okay? So if there's not anything else, I'll see y'all next time at the next one. And again, if there's anything you guys need, feel free to reach out to us and let us know if this was helpful for you or if you need anything else. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all soon. Appreciate it.